Well, hi, my name is Peter, and I'm a parishioner at Mary Queen of the Apostles Parish in Salem, Massachusetts. This is my weekly reflection on the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. In Sunday's Gospel, we have a rich man asking Jesus, "What must I do to inherit eternal life?" Now, the rich man's question emphasizes what he must do. The rich man's question also reveals an assumption that there is something he can do that would entitle him to eternal life. His question reveals kind of what he thinks, if he does something, then he gets eternal life. But that's not how it works. Heaven isn't a reward we can be entitled to for good behavior. Instead, heaven is being with a God who loves us. So Jesus explained it this way to his disciples in today's gospel. So after the rich man left, Jesus remarked twice about how hard it is for a rich person to go to heaven. The disciples asked him then, "Who can be saved?" And then listen closely to what Jesus said to them. "For human beings it is impossible, but not for God. All things are possible for God." Now, what I think that means is that it's impossible for us to save ourselves all on our own. We need God to save us. But what does it mean to be saved? And what are we saved from? The word in the original Greek that's translated here as saved also means healed. What are we healed from? Well, I think we're healed from the suffering that we experience both now and in eternity when we desire something other than God. People generally desire riches or power or pride or pleasure. Now, to be healed, we need to let go of those worldly things which separate us from God. After we let go, then we discover that God is right there, seeking us out, seeking to heal us. And we need to choose God in that moment and trust Him. Then God heals us. There is nothing that we can do to be entitled to that healing. Yes, we must do something. We need to let go and trust God. But that doesn't entitle us to be healed. Instead, God heals us when we let Him. And that is what Jesus tells the rich man in today's gospel, which reads, Jesus, looking at him, the rich man, loved him. Jesus said to him, "You are lacking in one thing. Go sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." So Jesus tells the rich man to let go of his possessions. Similarly, Jesus tells each of us to let go of whatever is in our lives that separates us from God. The next step is to trust in God, or as Jesus put it to the rich man, "Come, follow me." It's hard to follow Jesus if we are attached to worldly things. Now, how is all that related to the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist? Well, when Jesus tells the rich man or his disciples or others to come follow me, where is me? Where is Jesus so that we can follow him? Well, if Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist, then he's right there in front of us. When we approach the altar, we approach him. When we are humble enough to say yes to him and receive him in the Eucharist, he heals us through the Eucharist. This isn't the only way he heals us, but it's one way in which our physical act represents the spiritual act that Jesus invites us into. So when you worship at Mass this Sunday, whether in person or virtually, whether receiving communion or not, or performing a spiritual communion, think about letting go of something. Pray for the grace to let go of that. What are your possessions that are hard to let go of? And then imagine leaving them behind, turning towards Jesus in the Eucharist, as he says in a loving voice, "Come, follow me." May God bless you, and see you next week.